All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today with our weekly wrestling Zoom. Penn State head coach Cael Sanderson has joined us, as has senior Roman Bravo Young. We'll go ahead and get started with questions for Coach Cael, and Greg Pickle, get us started.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
Thanks for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, there's been a lot of rumors about you guys potentially bringing in Drew Hildebrandt at 125. Are you able to confirm, deny, or otherwise discuss those? There's been a lot of stuff out there in recent weeks.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to discuss that or anything like that at this time.
Jim Carlson?
Cael, you've had 15 days off since your last match. You'll have 15 more until Florida, and then another 16 or 17 until the Big Ten schedule begins. Can you explain the thought process behind building the early season schedule and what types of progression you strive to see during those particular time spans?
Yeah, I think we're just excited to compete, and we want to use competition as our greatest tool just to improve and practice competing right the way we want to compete at the end of the season. But yeah, I think it gives us a good amount of time between matches to prepare for the next match, and just with being this time of the year, we like the way that the setup is. Obviously, we've had, like you said, we've had almost 2 weeks off, as we head into this next weekend. But, 2 big matches coming up with UPenn and Lehigh, a couple in-state rivals with, teams that have a lot of support, a lot of really, really great wrestlers and coaching staff. So we've got a lot of exciting things on the horizon here. Then obviously we get back to work, and then we're in Florida wrestling some great matches. So we got a lot to look forward to.
Andy Elder?
Hey, Cael, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm wondering, with the amount of time you're off and with the holiday in there, with the group that you have that's kind of on the young side, do you send them home with specific goals to stay in shape, or do you feel like you've embedded in them enough good habits that they'll take care of them on their own?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the individual. We obviously have confidence in our guys, and sorry, there's like a lawnmower or something outside my window. But they know what they want to do. I mean, but we have a lot of confidence and trust in our wrestlers, and that they're going to take care of themselves over the break. But we really value their them having time with their families, and just like we did last year over the Christmas break, it set us back because we weren't able to get started just because we had kids traveling all over the country. But we're always going to put I think spending Thanksgiving with your family, if you can, or just taking that time is important, right? I mean, wrestling's important too, but yeah, I think our guys had a great break, and we were able to work on some individual stuff, but also some things as a team. But it was just a good reset, and now we hope we can get rolling again here on Friday.
Ben Surface?
Hey, Cael, earlier in the season when you were talking with us, you said you wanted to emphasize your guys wrestling with enthusiasm, wrestling with emotion, and you emphasized how important bonus points were. Are you satisfied with what you've seen from your guys so far?
Yeah, I think so for the most part. I mean, I wouldn't say we really want to wrestle with emotion, more enthusiasm, and kind of just striking a good balance emotionally, just maybe being excited to be out there, but kind of just more workmanlike, just doing what they do every day. But yeah, I think our guys are doing well. I think we'll get better every match. I mean, that's what we always plan on doing individually as a team, and if we want to be in title contention and all that good stuff by March, that's just got to be part of the process. And I feel like as a program, we always get a lot better when we actually start competing. And this year should be no different.
Tanyon Loose?
Yeah, Cael, do you have any comments on the overall, I guess, competitiveness of the conference, especially after the Nick Sirianno transfer yesterday?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I don't think it's that unusual. There's usually, a lot of great wrestling in the conference, several teams that are, have chances to win the conference tournament, win the national tournament. So I think it's exciting. A lot of great teams, a lot of great individuals. And yeah, I think that's why we do this, just to compete against the best competition that we can find. And I mean, there's some great teams obviously outside of the Big Ten and some great individuals and coaches and programs. But it's fun. It's fun to be in a competitive conference where multiple teams are working hard and have the support and the talent and the staff and everything that they need to be successful.
Zach,
Hey, Cael. Lehigh and UPenn both have ranked wrestlers at 157, and the season hasn't gone well for that position for Penn State. What's the plan going forward at 157? Are there going to be any changes? Is Bearclaw or Bloomer going to start again? What's going on?
No, I think at this point, Terrell earned that spot. He's only wrestled one match, and but we have a lot of confidence in him. He's a tough kid. He's going to work hard, and he's going to be very competitive. I think a lot more competitive than maybe people think, just because he had a rough match, tricky match where he got caught underneath and wasn't able to get away and got turned. But Terrell's a tough kid. Bloomer's actually probably a 41 pounder, so he's wrestling 49 this year, just because probably because we have Nick Lee at 41, but he filled in at 57 for us originally. Terrell was sick, which, that's, as everyone knows, the flu has been going around, and it's a pretty rough version of the flu. But we were just, Bloomer did a great job filling in for us, basically pretty much being up 2 weights, I would say. So, yeah, we love Bloomer, but we hope we don't see him at 57 again. And, that's just not his weight class. But yeah, we got Terrell, we got a couple other guys that are probably going to try to, compete for that spot. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for Terrell. I think he'll surprise some people. I mean, he's as hard a working kid as there is. He's one of those guys that you have to tell him to take a morning off or that type of thing. So, he'll be competitive. Just give him some time.
Lauren Muthier.
Yeah, for Greg Kirkley, last year was obviously unique for him, coming back right before the postseason. How does having a full season and tough non-conference matchups like he's set to have this weekend benefit younger wrestlers like him in their development?
Yeah, I think, Greg's a competitor, and obviously you saw that last year. He got cleared hours before he stepped into the lineup. And that just shows you that he wants to compete. I think he's a guy who hadn't really had a lot of folk style matches over since his high school career ended a few years ago. So I think he's one of those guys that every match he's going to just get better. And if you see him, he likes to play with technique. He likes to work on all those different positions. We've seen him working very hard on top. Probably, that's something he's excited about, and just getting better on the mat. Obviously, he's great on his feet and has a lot of experience there. But yeah, I think every match for him, like I said earlier, is we want to go into these matches kind of with that mindset that we want to practice competing the way we want to compete at the end. And it's the same thing for every practice. Consistency is obviously key, but we want to win. Everyone wants to win. That goes without saying. But more importantly, we're trying to improve. We're trying to do the things, the little things. Competing with the enthusiasm, competing with the mentality that we're going to get better every match. And I think Greg's a great example of that. But yeah, he's got some fun matches this weekend, as do pretty much everyone on our team. We're wrestling two very well-supported programs, that are all in and some of the top teams in the nation. So, we just got to go be ourselves and enjoy this opportunity.
Nate Cobbler.
Hey, Cael, just wondering, how is it to see some of your previous wrestlers now being on coaching staffs with, obviously this weekend you'll have Mark Hall being at Penn, Vincenzo obviously out in Stanford. So, what's that like to be able to see some of your more current wrestlers being on coaching staffs?
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, we have kids, if they want to come to Penn State and they have aspirations to be college coaches, to see them get picked up and put on, you know, top level staffs like they have been right away. Right. I mean, both of those guys have kids their age still competing in the NCAA season. Right. So, and they're on college staff. So I think that, you know, that's a good thing, you know, and, you know, I'm glad as a staff, we didn't show them everything we know. We got a couple more tricks up our sleeve, I guess. But yeah, I think you'll see more and more of that as, I guess, as we just get older as a staff. You know, you're gonna start to see your kids coaching at different programs. I think that's a good thing if that's what our kids' goals are, and you know, we want them to be able to you know, pursue their dreams and their goals, not just obviously in their careers in wrestling, but you know, post competition and if being a coach is that, let's go. We're happy for them.
I got two more for Cael here. Andy Elder, go ahead.
Cael, I know you're going to Philadelphia to wrestle Penn, but I'm wondering, with a lineup and a roster that you have that comes from all over the country, do you ever take the opportunity to add an educational element to it and go see the Independence Hall or the Liberty Bell or anything like that, or is it just all business and wrestling?
Yeah, we actually should do that. I would like to go see some of those things, but it is, you know, we do kind of just go take care of business, you know. Maybe that's something we should think about as a staff, is trying to enjoy the trip a little bit more. But you know, a lot of these guys are ornery, and they got homework, and you know, they're managing their weight. So I don't know if they'd want us to take them around on a tour, but it is cool. I mean, I know when I came from the West, just being on this part of the country, it's special. You know, you're driving past monuments and rivers and battlefields and all sorts of things that you only read about and heard about, you know, and studied as a kid. And then as you're on the East Coast here, you know, you see all that history firsthand. So I think that's a special part of being in school. In this side of the country. But yeah, we're more just about business. I would tell the kids, if you know they want to go on vacation, they got to do that in the summer.
Now, were you and the coaches and the heavyweights sneak downtown and get a cheesesteak?
Probably, you know, I mean, we don't have to be in Philadelphia to eat a cheesesteak. You know, we like to eat. So, yeah. But that's something to look forward to, I guess. I'll have to do some research and find out where the best spot is. Unless you know, you can just tell me.
I haven't met a cheesesteak that wasn't good from Philly.
Yeah. There's some good ones in State College.
There are. They're not quite as good as Philly, though. The original, the authentic.
Yeah.
Last one for Cael. Ben Surface, go ahead.
Yeah, you touched on a little bit earlier about the Thanksgiving break. How important is that for your guys to kind of reset and take some time to spend with their families?
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, it's just everything's perspective, right? I mean, you need to have a big picture in mind, and yeah, we love wrestling, and most of our kids actually didn't. After I said that, I was thinking a lot of our kids didn't go home. A lot of them would go home with kids that live in the area or something like that. A few of them made the effort to travel longer distances, but yeah, like I said, just perspective. You know, I mean, there's things more important than wrestling, and we love wrestling. Obviously, but you know, family's one of those things, and you know, spending time with your family when you can is an important thing. And you know, just like this next month when these guys head home for the Christmas break, you know, we want to give them as much of time off as we can. And some of them, like, you know, you were asking me before, somebody was about, do we monitor everything they're doing? Obviously, you know, we trust these guys, and some kids are going to work out more than others, but ultimately, you know, it's worth them being able to get home and spend the holidays with their family. So I'm not really sure if that answered your question, but yeah, well, you know, we look forward to these times, and I think it is just, even if it's an afternoon or a day, you know, just kind of keeping life normal, you know, and I think that stuff's all valuable.
All right. Well, Cael, thank you very much. I appreciate your time today. We're going to go ahead and bring Roman in. Cael, thank you. We'll talk to you later today.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you, Cael. All right. Got senior Roman Bravo Young here. Thanks for joining us this morning, Roman, between classes. It's appreciated.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Tanyon Loose, you had your hand up for Cael, but I didn't put it down. You got a question for Roman.
Yeah, Roman, I was just kind of wondering, just in generally, how has the team progressed in the opening weeks of the season here?
Yeah, I think we're progressing well. It's just it's a long season, so just play week by week and can't get too ahead of ourselves. But everyone wants to get better. So we're just trying to find ways how we can get better and just keep finding ways to come together as a team.
Zach Allen.
Hey, Roman, Cael touched up on the in-state rivalry between UPenn and Lehigh and how they're well-supported programs. What's it mean to you to wrestle in those in-state rivalry matches?
It's not a rivalry, in-state rivalry for me because I'm from Arizona, so I really don't pay too much attention to it. I don't have. It's not. I really don't. It's just different out in Arizona, so it's just like I don't really know the rivalries that much, but it'll be fun. I'm excited for it.
Greg Pickle.
Roman, I think you were on. You heard Coach talk a good bit about what the break is like, and from his perspective, what's it like from yours? Did you get to? I'm assuming you didn't go back to Arizona for Thanksgiving, but what was that like for you, and how important is that time?
Yeah, I didn't really get to go back home. I'm excited to get home Christmas time, but it's good just to get a little reset. Sometimes college, school, practice every day kind of gets old. There's no sun. It's just the same routine, so it's good to get a little reset. And yeah, I'm excited to get back home for Christmas, but Thanksgiving we just hung out here, but it is what it is. You got to sacrifice sometimes.
Ben Surface.
Roman, Cael talked about wrestling with enthusiasm. You've obviously got an electric game. Is that something you've really taken to heart this season, or is it just the way you've always been wired?
I think it's just the way I've always been wired. I like to put on a little show, and that's the way I'm going to be the rest of my career and whatever else I get myself into as I get older. But I just like the attention out there. It's fun. That's what makes it worth it.
Andy Elder.
Roman, for most of us, traditional Thanksgiving dinner is turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy. What's a traditional Thanksgiving dinner like for you?
I'm a big ham guy. Ham, get some golden corral buns my grandma gets, and then we get some pistachio pudding. Can't go wrong with that.
Nice. Jim Carlson.
Is there anything you can point to as far as this year's team being different than last year's in terms of maybe commitment, talent, work ethic, things like that? Can you see a difference?
I think just as long as I've been here 4 years, I think every team's different. We just different people, everyone comes from different backgrounds. So it's cool to see, honestly, just how everyone, being on a team with guys like Nolf, Mark Hall, and then now I'm on a team with like Shane Mendez, Gary Steen, Facundo. So it's just cool just to see how everyone just comes from different background, but at the end of the day, we all have the same end goal. We all want to be champs. We all work hard, but yeah, every year, every team has just been different. Just a lot of different diversity and personalities come together.
Tanyon.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you're planning on reaching out to Mark Hall at all and getting in touch with him when you guys travel to Philly.
Yeah, maybe. Obviously, if I see him, I'll say what's up. We've been on a team together, so that relationship never goes away.
Ben Surface.
Roman, I know you said you didn't go home to Arizona for Thanksgiving. How did you end up spending your holiday?
Just chilling at the house, grabbing some food. Same as you. Just hanging out, watching some football, watch the Cowboys. Nothing new. I think we all do the same stuff.
Andy Elder.
Roman, you're heading to Philly on Friday to wrestle Penn. I'm wondering if you've ever had a chance, being from Arizona, a chance to explore Philly and see the historical sites, or is this one of your first times down there and it's just a business trip?
Yeah, it's one of my first times down there, but like you, I heard you ask Cael, but I don't really have any interest in sightseeing. I'm good on that, I'd rather just go get there and get things over with.
Zach Allen.
Hey, Roman, against Army, you leapfrogged your opponent and you talk about entertaining the crowd. Do you practice that stuff, or is it just improv?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't even practice it. It just happens just in match. Just like, oh, what could I do, So, yeah, you really don't practice that stuff. I don't think Cody want me jumping around, getting hurt in practice, So it's kind of just in the moment thing. And hey, if it happens and it works, it works. If it doesn't, I get hurt. it is what it is. It's kind of my mindset.
Tanyon?
I'm just wondering, like, you have some exciting matches coming up in just a couple ensuing days and in the near future as well. Like, what are you most looking forward to in kind of like the next month or so?
Just being myself, you know, I can't really do anything else, and just wrestling my matches, focusing on what I do, and just controlling my thoughts. Can't really worry about other things, you know. It's a wrestling match, can only get so ready for it, you know.
And last one for Roman. Andy Elder, close us out.
Roman, it was mentioned earlier about in your last match how you literally leapfrogged your opponent to get your last takedown. Do you sometimes look back at the things you do and surprise even yourself with what you see that you did during a match?
Oh, 100%. You know, not a lot of people go out there and do it. I'm just like, people are so amazed. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how I did it, but it's cool. You know, it makes me want to do other stuff. But yeah, I don't know how I do it. It just happens. You know, I think it's just heat of the moment, but I don't regret it.
Awesome. Well, Roman, thank you very much for joining us today. I know you got a busy day, and we'll see you over in the wrestling room here in a little bit.
See ya.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Roman.
Thank you.